Yeah. Okay. I mean, hey, that's what it is. So I just want you guys to make sure you're okay though, because it's
Okay,
like
nigga.
I've always said, and I'm not getting sentimental or nothing, because like all my listeners, I've always told them, I'm like, yo, you might see me making fun of some shit, but I wouldn't want you guys to get arrested or get fucking killed. And of course, I don't think you guys are gonna get killed, but I wouldn't want you guys to like be fucking on TV. I mean, you got put like this. I know my audience that fucks with me, that checks me out. Like, you guys seem like you enjoy, because you know what it is. When I do the War in Chirac, right? It brings you into a place which, that's why I even love it, because just audio alone, it brings you into a place where I create this whole world, and I mean, it's a real world that exists, but it makes shit so easy and it looks so crazy, right? Like if you think about it, you're like, what, a motherfucker got a rocket launcher? Like the shit
Right?
sounds, the shit sounds so foreign.
Yeah, where did he get that from?
It's apparently it wasn't a real. It's a training. It's a training rocket launcher that does not fire live
Well, I'm
rounds.
pretty sure you can make that bitch fire live rounds.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but that basically got him heat. I mean, I, with what goes on there, literally, it's almost like, and that's why I started the War in Chirac, because I told people, they'll be like, yo, why'd you do the War in Chirac, and why do you report news like how you do? I'm like, yo, I sat back one day. Really, this is what happened. I'm like, yo, this shit just doesn't seem. I'm like, rap is fucking crazy. I'm like, this shit is kind of like a movie. It's so, the plot twist. It's so like hypocritical and just ironic. I'm like, are you gonna tell me that there's a fucking rapper named Young Thug, right? He's he's the most homosexual looking rapper there is. Not that there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong,
that's my happy right now.
so I'm looking. I'm like, yo, this is too ironic. Then I look at fucking like Chicago. I'm like, so you're gonna tell me that there's guys willing to shoot each other over three letters? So if somebody types out, "Oh, I'm BDK," they really drive to the, or they don't drive, they walk because they don't have cars. They walk to the other people's place, lay wait them, try to catch them lacking, and kill them. And then when they kill them, they post the murder weapon on Twitter and they admit to it. I'm like, this is so fucking ridiculous. It's beyond believable. And the thing is, you listen to the story, you think it's fake, but it's true. This is how dumb it is. So that's really why I started it. But listen, and I mean, it's I could care less. I don't want. I mean, I understand you guys shtick. I'm not trying to like, oh yeah, I got him. It's not them. If it's working, but I'm gonna say you gotta make it believable. You gotta always keep that trump card in your pocket, because what people will do, and I could have easily done it if I really cared. I could make you dig deeper, 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 deeper into a hole, then put out a fucking video that says Lizard Squad threatens to kill the FBI. It's that's instant. People are up your ass.
You
Like, you
should
don't want
edit
that.
that part out too.
You know what I mean? You don't want that type of shit. You don't even want to put that type
Yeah, I
of.
want that shit. Put it in, I don't care. Like, I'm from Europe, nothing's gonna happen as bad as what's gonna happen to a boy in here that's called the Dev. Dev's from America.
What'd you say?
Dude, Dev is from America, so Dev can get in trouble. I can't really get in as much trouble.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if that's your guy, right? I mean, Dev, like, I mean, you guys are somehow cool.
I can say I'm gonna blow up the White House. I can call it shit like that.
Okay, well, when you say that though, you fuck him over though, because you guys are together, and now they're gonna lump him as part of that threat. You get me? So
Yeah, I
now,
know.
like, I mean, you guys should know. I mean, I don't know how much security or how much anonymous you guys really are, but all these servers, the fact that we're talking on Skype means that they could get everything we just did. You know that, because they pretty much could
Yeah,
subpoena
but
all
the
this
thing,
shit.
I'm actually alright with that shit.
And that's what
I'm
I'm
actually
saying.
alright with like my
GDKJordie, like,
shit.
you
Like,
are somewhat protected because you're in another country. Yeah, it's gonna go through extradition, and it's gonna take a lot to extradite you. But if unless he's lying, when you have somebody that's local, that's why I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo, hey, you sure you wanna? I mean, especially if you didn't do it. If you really did it and you're really on some like Tupac shit, like fuck it, if I go down, okay. But if you're really kind of digging a hole to set yourself up for some shit, you really want to do that? You don't want to do that. I don't think you want to do that. So I mean, I know the Lizard Squad is smart. I know, believe me. I looked at y'all. That's my girls. But yeah, I don't want you guys to get in trouble like that. Especially because you guys might maybe still keeping up the act, but you know you're not. If it came down to it, you guys are not the ones liable. And it's okay when you're not. It's okay.
The thing with me is that I've been on all them chats when they're doing it. I have all them like chat logs of them saying what they're gonna do pre-hand. Like I know how exactly they work it and everything. I know exactly how they get the IP to hit off. I know exactly how they, I know how they set everything up. I know how what method they're using to actually make it actually go offline. I know how they're bypassing all the DDoS protection and stuff. So I don't know.
And I know you probably know that. That's the thing. I think both of you guys know that. But that's what I'm saying. The reason why you would talk to me, the reason why you would want to do an interview with me or do an interview with anyone is because you know that you have a trump card to say, oh, I didn't do it. That even if it came down where the police...
As a spokesperson, they go, what? Don't shoot a messenger, right, type thing.
Hey, listen. I think one part of what you guys doing is sort of genius. As far as you use the Chirac rappers like Twitter pictures, this and a third, because it confuses people. It confuses people even more. But, you know what I mean? When you do that, you want to put levels of separation. Like the guys who you said you were in the IRC when they're doing it, they have levels of separation. There's levels of separation that they are probably not on social media, or if they are, they're hella low. So, yeah, man, just don't get arrested doing it, man. Don't get arrested.
What I'm trying to do is make it sound like I don't know, like, I know all the Chicago gangs and stuff like that. Yeah, you have to go over the top with that shit. Like, I don't care about these people. Like, I don't give a fuck about them. Like,
I know.
I'm not gonna lose sleep if they all die and shit like that. You have to, like, be, like, pretending and shit like that. Like, I know. It's like kind of like fun and like pretending and stuff.
No.
Like,
Okay.
And that's the reason I do the interviews, because I'm from Europe. Be like messing with people's heads.
No. So that's why I could tell, because that's the thing with Chicago. Like people that really like it, they're like that on Twitter because they have an audience. They have an audience that say you have 65,000 followers. That's an audience. But when you talk to them, they're usually a little bit mellow. Even if their logic is flawed or they kind of think fucked up, they're a little bit more chilled out. Like you were turned all the way up. Listen, before, because I think there's a method to the madness in all this, where I think the police or whoever, I think the reason why you guys' accounts, or at least that one that has 65 and the one that has 100 and something, because I've seen it before. I've seen it in real criminal cases. They'll leave your Twitter account up or not suspended just for you to fucking like incriminate yourself. Because if they suspend you, they know you're out of here. So they leave it up, they'll let you incriminate yourself, and then they'll stop. So I think at some point they will suspend it. However, I mean, hey, keep it going. I really hope you guys don't get caught like that, or they don't have some fucked up way of pinning it on you. And the same way I said, yo, listen, if something happened, somebody's gonna have to snitch. Listen, if they run up on you guys, they're gonna ask. They're gonna be like, yo, if you guys don't do it, you're gonna have to tell us who did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give a fuck about someone I met online. Obviously, I'm gonna try and get away from that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, yo, don't.
let's be honest. Like when it comes down to it, I'm not bad in time for people I've met online.
Well,
Would you do the same?
no, no,
Would
no.
you do 30 years for someone you've met online? Like I
Well,
won't care about none of these niggas.
well, I wouldn't do 30 years for nobody. I wouldn't do 30 days. I would do 30 minutes. However, what I'm saying is, GDKJordie, you're cool. Dev though, Dev is within the United States, which they'll probably run up on him a million times quicker. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, I picked it up like as no, but yeah, hey, um, who else you guys did an interview with?
Keemstar, we've done one with Sky News, which is like UK CNN.
First interview.
Done Washington Post. We've done some big interviews with big audiences. One of the members did actually an interview with his face cam on, kind of thing.
One of our members actually showed up to an interview in person.
Wait,
Yeah, like he actually went to night like in person. He said, "I'm a member of the squad." And he actually went to the studio and he did a physical interview.
oh really?
Yeah, like you didn't kind of understand that. Like, okay, like what we're doing is slightly wrong, but like realistically, there's exceptions. Being from Europe, you can't really get extradited. To be honest, like some of our members are from Finland and Holland, and like English isn't even their first language. You can just say I do traditional English and all stuff like that. So you don't know English, kind of thing. I have to let you go.
Mm. Well, listen. I wish you guys all luck. Well. I'm glad to see that you guys are a little bit more sophisticated than just because when I began the interview with you guys, I thought I was like, yo, what the fuck? How is these guys not caught? Like, um, you guys seem because the reason why, if you guys don't realize it, there are certain type of movies that sell a lot. Like people love movies, and maybe because you're from the UK, you might not know a couple of these movies, but movies like fucking Born Supremacy, movies like fucking Enemy of the State, movies like Swordfish, they sell a lot because people love intelligent gangsters, which means people that do what they want, but not just do it on a savage level where, oh, you diss me with 3 letters, I'm gonna run up on you with a gun. But people that could be like, yo, yeah, we'll take your companies down. That's fine, and we could back it up, and we could be arrogant to the point to say you won't find us, but we'll still be contained within that arrogance to show we're very smart. But the arrogance usually is an ignorance. But even if it's like, yo, we fuck with like Chirac or whatever, it's usually isn't wild to the point that you're like, okay, now you're reckless, because that's how people usually get quickly caught. So, I mean, have you guys even seen like any signs that like the police might be looking for you guys or something like that? Because I mean, if you guys are the front man, it seems like you guys would be the people that the police would first look to talk to.
I don't know, man. Like,
Nobody
I've been
even
doing
mentioned
this shit
him.
from like 2012, 2013, and nothing's happened yet. I mean, maybe DDoS and Xbox was maybe one of the biggest things, but was doing stuff like bomb threats and stuff. That was probably worse.
Mm.
Doing stuff like getting airlines put down and shit, like getting airplanes diverted and landed and shit. We're doing crazy shit, like admit to like getting schools evacuated and shit. Like, we did that in 2013 and nothing's really happened. So I
Well,
don't know. I know it's time to really pack it in soon. I think there's a line I think I went across the line that I did too much like a long time ago, and like you keep going, and like it gets worse if it makes sense. Like, okay, so you do say for example you bomb threat a school and get a school evacuated and nothing happens. Like you think, okay, this is acceptable. I'll go fucking hit Xbox off, and I go. Like nothing happens when you hit Xbox off. What do you do after that? You go fucking do some crazy shit like.
hey, I mean, listen, I wish you guys luck, man.
Yeah.
I wish you guys luck. Hey, a lot of communications open. If you guys ever need to reach out, just reach out.